everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to our Tuesday night live. So we've had last week, if you did not see, we had a really exciting interview here on the channel where we got to talk to Melissa, who has been through gastric bypass, gastric sleeve surgery, and we talked about her struggle with that and what she's done to overcome, and just how, you know, she started at 366 pounds and has crossed all the way down into Wonderland and is still going towards her goal. Been such a good response from that interview. I'm loving all the questions. Even many of you have requested a part 2. And so if you have not seen that interview, I will link it down in the description box. Make sure to go check it out, go watch it. But tonight we are going to be doing, this is one of our most requested things that we do here on the channel, and we don't do it but maybe once every 2 to 3 months, and that is a live Q&A. We get questions all the time here on the channel, and every single question that comes in, I write it down and it goes into, and then I print it out, and we have papers and papers and papers here of questions that have been submitted, and some of them go on to become full episodes where I will take that question and I'll take that topic and we'll talk about it in an episode. And then sometimes, once every 2 to 3 months, I'll come on and I'll just say, okay, we're getting too many questions. We have a lot of questions. Let's go ahead and just answer some of these questions. And so tonight, we're gonna spend the next 20 minutes together, and I'm gonna be answering some of your questions that you have sent in. And so for those of you that have sent them in, thank you for doing that. Thank you for being such an amazing part of this YouTube community. For those of you that have already taken the time to join the community, you've hit the subscribe button, you've rang the notification bell, you are here, like, in all your messages. I love the message, like, Carmen, I'm so glad I came across your channel. Like, this information has been gold. This information has been helping me lose weight. This information, these messages have helped me to believe that I can do it. And so thank you for those of you that are here, that support the channel, that get value from the content. You are why we are here spending the time to put up the content. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive in. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this one. What kind of diet do you recommend? I actually get this question asked a lot. What kind of diet do you recommend? The truth is, I don't love the word diet, and here's why. I don't even like diet culture. I don't like any of it, because I spent more than a decade as a weight loss failure. I spent more than a decade on the roller coaster of diets, doing this diet and that diet and this thing and that thing. And the whole premise behind a diet is that you're going to change your behavior for a certain amount of time until you get to a certain goal. So I'm going to eat this way until I get to my goal. I'm going to work out until I get to this. I'm going to cut out carbs until I get to this. I'm going to cut out sugar until I get to this. And then what happens is, when we live in this diet place, this diet culture where we restrict actions until we get to a certain point, that's what a diet does. Then we go back and we start doing all the things we used to do and we gain it all back. And so there's not necessarily a diet that I recommend. What I do recommend is, however you lose the weight is how you're going to have to maintain it. So I believe in eating a balanced diet. I don't believe in cutting out sugar. I don't believe in cutting out carbs. I don't believe in cutting out caffeine. If you're somebody who likes caffeine, that's fine. Learn how to insert it into your life and still lose weight. If you're somebody who likes sugar, I don't eat it every day, but I like it and I don't want to have a life without it. Figure out how to have balance, because somebody who's overweight doesn't have balance. We're eating more than what our body needs. And so balanced diet. Look at your calories. The biggest part of weight loss is calories in, calories out. You know, there's people that lose weight eating at McDonald's. There's people that lose weight eating Twinkies. So losing weight isn't everything to do with just eating the best food. And there's also people who are overweight who eat super healthy. They don't put nothing processed in their mouth. They eat a whole bunch of healthy food, but yet here they have a weight issue. And so weight loss has really not too much to do with the quality of food, but the quantity and how many calories you're eating. Now, sure, not all calories are created equal. Yes, that's a thing. But if we're just talking weight loss, eat in balance. Don't go cutting out food groups. Don't do anything cray-cray, because however you lose it is how you're gonna have to maintain it. Carmen, do you recommend keto? That was probably evident in my answer just now, but no, I don't. I don't recommend anything that is a fad. I don't recommend anything that cuts things out. I don't recommend anything that you're not going to want to do for the rest of your life. So if you just don't like carbs and you're like, okay, I don't want to eat carbs for the rest of my life, well then fine, go knock yourself out and do keto. But every person that I've ever met that has done keto, that I've personally met, has still struggled with their weight. Every single one of them. Now there's probably somebody out there somewhere that's done keto and not had any struggles. But like I did the Atkins diet back in the day where it was cutting out the carbs and I would lose weight and then I would go gain it back. So again, if you plan on doing keto for the rest of your life, that's fantastic. But if you're just doing it to lose weight and then your plan is to go right back to the way you were eating, do you see the problem? Do you see the issue? And so, yeah, that would be my answer to that. Do something that's sustainable, even if it takes you longer to lose it, but you can stay there for the rest of your life. Listen, I've maintained a size 2 since 2015. Since 2015, I've maintained a size 2, even through a third unplanned pregnancy. Getting pregnant, having the baby, getting right back down. Why? Because I didn't do anything wild. I didn't do anything crazy. The way I lost it was the way I maintain it. And I still can eat cheesecake and all the things that I love. Bacon double cheeseburgers, pizza, Taco Bell. I can still eat those things. Not every day, not for every meal, but can still eat them. So, all right. Where is a good place to buy workout clothes and workout shoes? This is a great question. And there's another question also that talks about workout equipment. And so in the comments, I will link my Amazon favorites, because in my Amazon favorites, I do have some workout pants. I do have like my favorite scale, some of the favorite tools that I use on my Amazon list. But when you're losing weight, one of the things that I definitely recommend to any of the clients that I coach with is like you want to get cheap stuff. Like you don't want to spend a bunch of money when you're losing weight. Why? Because like I was going from a size 22 when I was losing weight. So when I got into a size 18, I was only there for a hot second. When I went from an XXL to an XL, I was only there for a little bit of time. And so what I don't recommend doing is going out and spending a bunch of money on a bunch of super bougie workout clothes or super bougie, jeans with a bling butt that are $100. No, why? Because it's a waste of your money. And so there's a couple places that you can go buy workout clothes. Old Navy is amazing. Old Navy, and a lot of times if you are patient, they will have 50% off. 50% off, which means you can get a pair of yoga pants for like $9, $10, $11, $12 for yoga pants. You don't need any of the high power sculpt $30, $40, $50 pairs. Save that money for when you get to your goal and you're gonna live there for the rest of your life. While you're going down, buy 3 to 4 pair in every size, but Old Navy is really amazing for that. You can also go to places like Poshmark. You can, if you have any resale shops, but even on Poshmark, here's what I'm gonna say. A lot of people on Poshmark are selling like, it's still more expensive than Old Navy brand new when they have a 50% off sale. So for me personally, my place of choice for workout clothes when I was losing weight was Old Navy. Forever 21 also has some decent workout pants, some decent workout shirts. My favorite, I thought I had them on. My favorite workout shoe is Nike, the Nike Pegasus Zoom. I've tried lots of different shoes. That's the workout shoe that I love. I've been wearing it for several years now. I struggle. I have a wider foot. And so if my toes are too close together when I'm working out, for a couple of years when I first started working out, I would get ingrown toenails from working out. And I didn't know then it was the shoes I was wearing. So, but ever since I went to the Nike Pegasus Zoom, I've had no foot problems, no ingrown toenail problems. Half my foot doesn't go numb when I'm working out. They're just really comfortable. They give me really good arch support. And so that is my most favorite workout shoe, is the Nike Pegasus Zoom. All right, so that answers that. Oh, how long do I have to eat good or work out? I love that question. How long do I have to eat good or work out? That's from somebody who thought exactly like I did 8 years ago. That is somebody who's done a bunch of diets and you're just like, how long do I have to do this to get the weight off? Okay, I first and foremost completely understand. Like I was you 8 years ago. Like whatever, I'm like, all right, like, because the way I picked to lose weight was eating good and working out. I didn't have surgery. I didn't do anything drastic. I had already done all those things prior. I had already tried every diet under the sun. So this was like my rational, like logical approach this time when I started, back in 2014. And so it was like, okay, like, how long do I have to do this? And I started working out. I did not like working out. I was a breastfeeding mother at the time, which means my boobs were huge, full of milk, super heavy. And I did not like working out. Like, I believed God made those special people that wanted the endorphins, and then he made me, and I was not one of them. And so I remember starting to work out, and it was just like, oh, this is torture. I hate this. What the frick? My legs are sore. I'm gimping around like a chicken, and then you'd meet those brides that were like, hey, workout Barbie, you're only 2 workouts and 1 workout away from a good mood. Don't you just want to get all these endorphins? I'm like, no, I want to punch you in the face. It's legit, like, man, back off, honey. And then I went and became one of them. Who knew? I guess that saying, don't judge or you'll become what you judge, is true. And so anyway, like, I literally remember saying back then, there's no way I'm working out every day. That sounds like a death sentence. That sounds like a torture chamber. Like, that sounds like, meh. And so I don't know. Here's what I'm going to say. And it goes back to what I already said. However you lose it is how you're going to have to maintain it. And I knew that, I guess, but I didn't equate the two, because if somebody would have told me in the beginning that I was going to keep wanting, and again, you don't have to work out to lose weight. Let's just get that out of the way. However, it does pour gasoline on the fire. It gives you a bigger calorie deficit, allows you to lose weight faster. It also helps you look better. Part of the reason I decided to even incorporate exercise in my weight loss when I decided to lose weight was because when I looked at before and afters, all the people, when I looked at the before and afters, the one that made me go, nuh-uh, that must be photoshopped. No freaking way. That's legit. Can't be. They all had workouts. They all worked out. All the ones where I saw them lose a ton of weight, and then I saw them with their clothes on, and then I saw them with their clothes off, I was like, oh, wow. They have tons of loose skin. They almost look like a melted candle, a lot of them. None of them had worked out. And call me vain, but I wanted to look good with my clothes on and without my clothes on. And so I was like, all right, I'm willing to do something that I don't want to do, I don't like to do, because it's increasing my odds that I'm going to look good with my clothes off. I'm in front of my husband, of course, but like in front of myself, just for me to feel good about me. Because how we feel about ourselves matters. It dictates a lot. And so that was really, so I guess the answer is, how long do you want to maintain your weight loss? Do you just want to lose weight and yo-yo? Because if you change your diet, if you make a change to get a change, and then you undo the change, well, you're going to go right back to where you wanted to. So my question to you is this just a quick fix, or are you looking to make a lifestyle change? Are you looking just to lose weight, or are you looking to become healthy? Are you looking just to lose weight, or are you looking to live a healthy lifestyle, to live longer, to feel better, to have more energy? Because there's no way when we're carrying all the extra weight and eating crap, we feel our best. No, it doesn't happen. And so, and here's what I'm going to challenge you on. If you don't like working out now, it's only because you're not used to it. If you don't like vegetables, it's only because you're not used to eating them. Our preferences change. I started off as the broad who didn't like vegetables without butter and cheese, who didn't want to work out, and now I eat raw vegetables every single day without butter, without cheese, a little bit of salt, a little bit of carrots with mustard. Don't knock it till you've tried it. I miss my workout when I don't do it. And if you would have told me back then in 2014 that would have been me, I would have said, liar, liar, pants on fire. But we change over time. Our preferences change. Our likes change. What we do changes. Who we are changes. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. When someone comes up to me and they're like, Carmen, you've changed. I'm like, thank the Lord I've changed. Because the person I used to be, yes, she was a great person, but she was on her way to having a heart attack. She was on her way to leaving this planet early. And so to get change, you've got to make a change. And so when someone tells me that I've changed, it's like the ultimate compliment. Because if I wouldn't have changed, I would still be the morbidly obese wife and mom. who didn't like the reflection staring back at her in the mirror, who didn't have energy to play with her kids, who couldn't fit on the roller coaster. So I'm very thankful that I've changed because it's given me the life that I have today. And so anyway, all right. I am almost to my goal weight. I have loose skin in my stomach. Will this shrink? Am I going to need surgery? How do I know? What should I do? What should I plan for? How much is surgery? It's like 6 questions in one. And so, okay, this is a great question. I love this question. So if you're almost at your goal weight and you've been losing weight and you have loose skin, here's what I'm going to say. When you're losing weight, your skin gets worse before it gets better. There's actually a process in the skin. And so your fat cells have been shrinking and it leaves skin. And when you're losing weight, your body can't respond as fast at this because it's doing 2 things at once. It's losing weight. It's going, what the frick are you doing to me? And then your skin's just like, whoa, what the heck? And so it does take some time for your body to adjust. And so when I lost 161 pounds, I too had a lot of loose skin in my arms. I even had loose skin in my face. I had it in my stomach. I had in my butt. I kind of had like my butt and then I had another butt underneath it. I had loose skin starting from like, if these are my legs, starting from my knee all the way up to my groin area. There was loose skin on the inside of both of my thighs. And when I got done losing weight, it was like, okay, I knew that I was definitely going to get a tummy tuck. I knew that these had already breastfed 2 kids and they were going to need some help, but I didn't really know what else. Like I had saw people that had gotten all kinds of skin removal surgery. And so I heard some wise words from somebody else who went through the same process, and they said, maintain your weight for a year. Don't do nothing until a year out. And so that's what I did. After I was done losing my weight, I kept working out. I kept eating healthy. I kept doing all the things. And within that 1 year's time, I would say my loose skin reduced by at least 50%. By all the loose skin in my face visibly disappeared. The loose skin in my thighs, because it started at my knee and went all the way up. And it had tightened. I still had some here at the top area, but most of it had tightened. My double butt had went away. So I only had a single butt instead of a double butt. And even a lot of the loose skin in my arms tightened up, like skin tightened up everywhere. And it was like, wow, like this is crazy. And so now I did go on to have surgery. I had a tummy tuck. I had a boob lift, an implant, and then I actually had, I had some skin removed off of my legs as well. Now, all of those surgeries I would redo again with the exception of the leg lift. I would not have done that. I think if I just would have waited on that, all of the skin eventually would have tightened up. I wouldn't have, all the rest of them, I'm so glad that I did. I mean, I'm so glad, all of it except for that. However, what I'm going to tell you is just keep going. A lot of this is genetics. A lot of like even stretch marks and the things on your skin and how well it recovers, and it's going to take time. Some of it's genetics, and like just keep going. The one thing you're guaranteed is your loose skin's going to improve. And I would tell everybody, maintain your weight loss for 1 year before you get any surgeries. And at the end of that 1 year, you can look at where your body's at and you can look at what your priorities are. Maybe you want to have a tummy tuck. Maybe you want to have loose skin removed off of your abdomen. Maybe you want whatever it is. And that's okay. There's no shame if you want to go get the skin chopped off. But I had fallen into some really big myths when it came to skin. I thought there was going to be pounds and pounds and pounds of it. There was 1.2 pounds that came off of me. That was it. That was it. Like I remember getting done and I'm like, all right, doc, how much was it? And he's like I thought I was going to go in and lose even more weight. I was already at 127 pounds, but I'm like, I don't know. I thought maybe I'd be like 118 or something. He's like 1 point something. And I'm like, that's it. That's it. Why? Because I had gotten all the fat off. So when you get all the fat out of the skin, it's just like thin skin. They weren't removing hunks of fat with the skin. And so, yeah. And I have a whole playlist on the costs of the plastic surgery, my regrets, my recovery, all the things that I did. It's a whole playlist. You can go and watch that, but you don't know where you're going to be. Don't stress about it. Just keep losing the weight. When you get there, then you can analyze where you're at, what you want to do, where you want it removed, where the need is, where it shrunk up, where it didn't, but don't get stressed out about that now. Just keep going. Just focus on getting to your goal and then see where you're at, maintain it for a year, and then make your plan to go get your surgery. So, all right. What are your thoughts on red meat while losing weight? Eat it. Eat it. Like, we eat steak a lot of times. When I was losing weight, I would eat filet mignon. If I was going to eat steak, if I was going to eat burger, it would be the 96% lean. I have a tendency just to pick chicken and ground turkey because it's half the calories. And so for the same amount of protein, it's half the calories, and I enjoy chicken and ground turkey. So especially ground turkey and tacos and spaghetti, you can't really taste it that much. Like, you can't taste the difference for the calories. So I tend to lean towards the poultry side, but yeah, if you love red meat, I don't think there's anything wrong with eating red meat if you're a meat eater. I think you're totally fine on that. You just want to pay attention when you're buying your meat to get the 96% lean or 93% lean, because when you start getting the 80-20, the higher fat contents, that's where the meat is cheaper, but it's a lot more calories, like double the calories, because you're ingesting so much more fat, not just the red meat. So that's what I would say on that. Okay, we have time for one or two more. How do I get my energy up? I struggle with wanting to fall asleep, even driving 15 to 20 minutes, always. How do I get my energy up? So there's a couple things that I would say. First off, are you drinking the right amount of water? You might be dehydrated, and that might be playing something to do in your fatigue. So make sure you're drinking water. You should be drinking a minimum of half of your body weight in water. I drink a gallon of water a day, and so do most of my clients that I work with. This is at least what I recommend. And so make sure you're drinking enough water. Secondly, make sure you're getting enough sleep. We're going to be doing a video in the next week or two on sleep. In the next, one of the upcoming episodes is going to be on sleep. And wait till you hear this. Holy caca. The, sleep affects all of us tremendously. And if we're not getting the right amount of sleep, it jacks up all kinds of things. So make sure you're getting 7 to 9 hours a night. If you're not, that might be why you're tired. So make sure you're getting enough sleep. Make sure you are also drinking enough water. And then, are you doing anything as far as activity goes? Moving your body 30 minutes a day, 6 days a week, whether it's going for a walk, whether it's doing a workout at home, or if you like going to the gym, do that. But move your body 30 minutes a day, 6 days a week. That also helps with energy. It helps with endorphins. It helps with all those things. And whenever I'm talking to somebody who's typically struggling with a lot of energy levels, and the fourth thing I would say is make sure you're not eating under 1,200 calories. Ever. No matter what weight loss you're doing, you should never be eating less than 1,200 calories. If you are eating less than 1,200 calories, that is a starvation diet, and it is not good for your metabolism. It's not good for your hormones. It's not good for any of those things. It can jack things up long term, and it's just not worth it. So I would check those 4 things if you're really depleted on energy, and see where you're at for that. And so anyway, let me see if I have a last question. I was gonna see if I had a simple one. Does it get easier over time? The answer is yes, it does. And the truth is, it doesn't get easier. You get stronger. That's the truth. It stays the same. But what seems hard now will someday be your warm-up. And so just keep going. I applaud you for being on this journey. I applaud you for doing something to take back your health. I applaud you for even watching this video and for investing time into getting towards your goals. And so we have a couple really exciting videos coming up that I'm super duper excited about. The sleep one's gonna be good. We have another one coming up where we're gonna be doing some cooking. And anyway, so we are live every single Tuesday night. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, you ring the notification bell so you don't miss any of our tips, tricks, recipes, or inspiring interviews here on the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week with another live on Tuesday night.